trying to recall, did we see Paulus run Pause 1 Night Stalker before? I think the answer to that is yes. I'm not sure how recent though. But Pause 1 Night Stalker could be a possibility as well. We've seen, I think it was Paulus go for Echo Saber before. So you can kind of play fast with a hero. And the Tidehunter, of course, this is something we've seen FBZ play a ton of. So he's got good control for his team. Some great minus armor to play with as well if they want that. And team fight they can build around. More control to rely on other than the Shackle coming through. And that does make it a bit simpler to take out some bigger heroes. Motivate.Trust for their part. Bane Tiny now. So does leave the question as to whether or not the Kotl will be mid. It does feel like Fearless is going to be playing that Tiny instead. And Tiny versus Wind Ranger lane. It's still manageable for Wind Ranger. The Tiny does have really good wave clear, but so does the Wind Ranger with Power Shot to an extent. Right-click trades don't feel good for Tiny. You have good range in Wind Ranger to just kind of leverage that out. So it still works out for Yopaj. Not too bad. But there's some good combinations from Motivate.Trust. Chakra on Tiny to sustain more Avalanche Toss is always strong. And they pull a sneaky one and boom, they go with the Invoker instead. So likely the Yopaj Voker coming through. That's something he really performs well on.
Oh, he does. I mean, you say that. He performs well on everything he plays. I mean, we used to make so much fun of the mid-sanking, but he still did a great job on it. Just hard to doubt the man. Still, Ravage Cataclysm now going to be online for Boom Esports. And I say Cataclysm a little bit preemptively, but that's generally the Invoker build-up. You go Spirit Vessel, then you just build Aghanim Scepter. Just have that Cataclysm with that big Ravage, and you just blow the whole team up if you do catch them. Motivate.Trust does seem like they are still lacking the Masaros here on the offlane. Anything in particular you'd like to see here from Motivate? Or do they? Because we see a TA ban out from Boom Esports, so they don't seem to think so.
I mean, they could run Kotl off lane, I guess, for Masaros if you want to. We've also seen that before from Raging Potato. So you could try that. Kotl off, Tiny support with the Bane, if that's what Boom are thinking. And something else on the mid. That sounds pretty greedy. The Tiny as a support just feels like it falls flat. It has felt a bit weak for a while now, just because you're reliant on the blink timing. And by the time you get that as a support, it does kind of feel like the enemy's going to be tanky enough to ride through the initial burst. And in the case of Boom, I mean, with Night Stalker, Tidehunter, those are already two heroes you're not nuking down with a combination. So you're going to have to eye the Wind Ranger and the Invoker, but that will leave time for space for the Night Stalker to actually jump in. So we'll see. It does look like Boom are expecting a mid pick for Fearless, and to be fair, like Tiny and Kotl don't necessarily feel like fearless heroes. So we'll see. Motivate.Trust seems like they've gotten into Boom's heads a bit, but maybe they are looking to flex pretty hard here.
Perhaps. Motivate.Trust final pickup now. They will go into the Sanking, so it does feel like it's going to be the offlane Sanking here for Masaros. I mean, you never know. They might run the mid Sanking against Yopaj, and that'd be kind of hilarious to see, but I don't think so. I think it is still going to be the mid Kotl, or even the mid Tiny here for Motivate.Trust in the mid lane. Boom Esports, final pickup for them. They are theoretically lacking a Palos hero, though again, you still have the option for the Pos 1 Night Stalker if you want to go down that route. I think Pos 1 Night Stalker is still really strong, but maybe a little bit unnecessary, and they agree. They're going to go down the Monkey King route. Seem quite nice into the offlane of Motivate.Trust, no matter what route they do go on. What is it, John?
CTM Tidehunter. Okay, that makes perfect sense. FBZ on the Night Stalker offlane. Excellent stuff. This is actually a scary lane. I'm not kidding. Monkey King plus Tide, the minus armor with Gush, is pretty painful. So there's some good synergy for Boom. It still does the same thing. You run forward, throw your body in front, try to pressure the Masaros Tiny.
Yeah.
What's Fearless playing? Is he taking the Sand King or the Kotl?
I'd laugh if he just takes the Sand King, Fearless. Take it. Take it and run it against Japoy himself. The man who invented mid-Sand King. Take it. Do it to him.
What is this? Like, Motivate.Trust really shaking up the draft. So does Boom, right? Tidehunter on the support. We've seen this before.
Oh,
all right, Fearless Kotl. Okay, he takes the Kotl.
No.
And he got twice. He was trying to think, do I have morals? Do I have standards? He's like, no, I want to win. So he takes the Keeper of the Light. Matchup against the Invoker, well, it's a Keeper of the Light. I don't think that needs elaboration. Illuminate is a great spell. Yopaj, he's still going to be able to maybe get his own farm, but you're not going to stop the Keeper at any point. Maybe if you get a rotation out from Play Hard, get a good Shackle, get the combinations off, you can try to burst them down early, and maybe get a good early rotation from FBZ with Nighttime and Dark Ascension up as well. They could collapse mid at that timing. Let's see if that's something Boom emphasizes. Overall, draft-wise, I don't know what to think. It's very strange for both sides to a certain extent. I mean, they have good win conditions in the Monkey King and the Luna for both sides. They have some strong meta heroes in the Tide. Yeah, sorry, in the Keeper of the Light and the Night Stalker for Motivate.Trust. And Boom, I think it's really even in draft. We just have to see the execution. I think in that sense, Motivate.Trust has more uptime with their spells. So they should be able to force the aggression out faster and more consistently compared to a Boom where, Ravage is a long cooldown, Invoker is going to need a couple of items up, and your Wind Ranger is not the most reliable stun. So I think that's what Boom has to kind of play against with its draft.
Okay, fair enough. We're going to head into it. Game number 2. The final game of the night, Motivate.Trust and Boom Esports. See if Boom can set up a 2-0 victory here, or whether Motivate.Trust can push it back to force a draw.
Normally, Japoy is my idol.
And here we go again.
Normally.
I find it funny as well, John. We were talking about the Quap Arcana before. You
Yeah.
can now see play hard on the Wind Ranger Arcana.
Yeah,
I've zoomed in.
it's good.
It's not
Great.
good, John. Her hair looks a bit cheap. Face, it does look cheap, John. You can tell it's fake. Look at it.
It's a video game. You expect
What do you mean it's a
RTX
video
on
game?
in Dota 2?
Absolutely,
I
I do.
actually love that. Yeah, I'd love it. So you'd crash. Then we'd have fun with the stream. Can you imagine that? Oh god, please, Ice Frog, don't add more shaders in. This is nice. It's simple. It doesn't tax your PC to hell, and it fits the character. It really does fit the character. Look at that. It's just a good outfit.
In
Great
fact, can we remove some of the shading if possible? Just remove all the shading. It's not as good as an Arcana though, John. I'm telling you, it's just not as good.
It is.
It isn't
great.
good, John. I wish there was a Quap in the game so we could compare side to side. It's not as good.
Oh, Quap. What? She gets a skin color change, and that's suddenly amazing. It's like,
Is it just that? You know what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. The bounty runes do split up rather evenly, 2 for 2. No excitement. And there's the pause. Was getting worried.
Very
we
good.
wouldn't have pause here. There you go.
Gives us more time to talk about this Arcana issue we're having right now. Hey, it was a decent art. I'm not saying it's bad, John. I'm just saying it's not as good. That's all.
It's one of the better ones.
Yeah, but we're talking about number 1 and 2, right? Like, we're talking about who's the best. I'm saying Quap is the best.
Still agree to disagree on the Quap part. People have different strokes for different folks. You know who could really use an Arcana? I think Morphling.
I mean, everyone
You know
agrees
what
with
Arcana? No. You know what Arcana he'd have? He'd turn into a bottle. There you go. I think as you shift strength and agi, the bottle goes up and down.
It's a bottle
I
of
like
water.
that. Yeah, that's
what
it.
kind though? Can we get some branding in Dota? Like, what if we could get some
No.
water brands? Well, why not, John? We'll make some more money.
No, he's got to be a normal bottle. Like the literal in-game bottle model. That's it. He just literally becomes a bottle. If he picks up a rune, his color changes. Yeah, that'd be sick. That's the Morphling redesign we need. Would be higher poly than what he is now, for sure.
That'd be quite hilarious. I would like to see that. Man, the day that
still-
Morphling actually gets something, like a remodel, but it's not going to be a remodel. You know it's going to be some kind of cosmetic, like some big Arcana or something. Could you imagine how many people are going to buy it? Because they've been complaining for the last 10 years now. I mean, you've got to have to buy it, no matter how high of a battle pass you have to get. You have to get the Morphling Arcana when it does come out.
Yeah, I'm sure most people will be crying about it being locked to Arcana, and we'll see, of course, if it does come out. Still, we're seeing the lanes. That's coming through here. Set 0 on that Bane, laning with Jackie on the Luna. They're up against FBZ and the Night Stalker, and Play Hard on the Wind Ranger. Set 0 doing a good job of just running forward, playing with Brain Sap, Play Hard, not leveling up any skills yet. So he doesn't have the Wind Run to threaten with his right clicks, the Power Shot to line up, or the Shackle to set up, but there's not much early kill opportunity here for Boom. You don't really have chain stuns to play with. You don't have the insane burst to find these early kills, and that should lead to a relatively easy time for Jackie to just sit back and farm up.
That it should. See what they do to apply the pressure on Jackie later on. Of course, mid lane, Fearless is there against the Apage, and I always found that Coddle cosmetic kind of hilarious. He's just kind of on a Coddle, on a camel, and it just looks nothing alike to the actual original Coddle. People get very confused seeing this this cosmetic, but I do appreciate it. This lane, do you feel like either one should win? I mean, I feel like the Coddle just doesn't lose regardless, but any points to make here, John?
No, not really. It's a keeper for light. The Apage is doing his best with a cold snap to cancel some channels of Illuminate, but there's only so much you can do. You can avoid the damage. It's not going to save your creep wave, and the farm will just build up. Good denies from Apage, though. He is still playing this lane well enough, 5-3. But once you go into the side camp farming, that's where Fearless really shines over the Invoker. The Invoker can't really do that all too well. Maybe if you had a Forge Spirit from Exhort, that could kind of shape up, but you don't tend to see that prioritized early on.
Top lane, Masaros going to be chased down. Burrow Strike, I don't think it connected. Palos avoids the Burrow. Q going to lose his Tiny. Masaros not off to a great start. Last game around, he was not just dominating the lane over and over again, but this time, he'll be the first kill for the side of Boom Esports.
Yeah, the lane from Boom is a lot stronger. It's Gush on a big tanky tide, just running up at you. Physical damage coming through from Palos, and the minus armor just amplifies his Boundless Strike, amplifies his Jingu damage. It's just a lot of value there for the side of Boom. CTM just even runs forward. He gets some information on the triangle. He drops a nice forward ward, so he knows when that Coddle dips in. And that's the key thing. If you can control the jungle, prevent the stacks from being built up, prevent the free farm from coming out for a Keeper of the Light, it can feel like the timing starts to fade off. You know, the Dagon comes out a little bit later. The travels are a bit stalled out. And if you do miss your timing on this hero, it can fall flat.
EMP out, Fearless gonna get ganked up. Nice rotation from CTM. Burrow Strike there from Q, but it's not gonna be enough to set up on CTM. And it really is the next level play. Like, when's the last time you saw a support Tidehunter rotate to the mid lane and secure a kill with an Invoker?
Yeah, it's not often you see that, and even while CTM makes his presence in mid-known, Palos is still having a great time against Masaros one-on-one. Should be careful if the tower hits though, but does manage to get the Jingu off. For the Tiny to have this slower start as well, despite having a solo lane, it's not good news. Like, the blink timing is so important.
Masaros, he got baited. Palos, he had the one charges, he was baiting Masaros forward. Masaros thought he'd have enough with the Avalanche, but it was not the case. At the very least, bot lane, Jackie does end up taking a kill there on the Luna. Does secure the Wind Ranger kill, so something nice going the way for Motivate.Trust. But Boom Esports does feel like they're coming out ahead so far.
Yeah, they're finding more aggression. They're working their lanes out really well. I think the one thing Motivate.Trust has going their way is, well, their Coddle, despite dying, is still going to find farm. I think that's always a given. No matter how many times you gank it, it will still build up. If you gank it too much, you start to leave a lot of room for Jackie to farm up, and he's also doing relatively well. Still lagging behind Palos just a bit, but the flash farm for the Luna should be better. Have to watch how much they give out with support kills, though. Like, set 0, he is starting to get jumped on a bit more by Playhard and FBZ, and with FBZ at level 4, with nighttime coming in, it can favor Boom's side now.
Set 0. Might be down here, I think. Jackie's trying to fight back. Brain Sap is there, but a nice shackle. Play hard. How do you even find that angle? FBZ now going to go back in on Jackie, but both are out of mana. So ultimately, FBZ will back towards the creep wave and keep CSing. But it's a 1-4 now. Boom Esports continuing to find more kills. Last game, Motivate, they were winning the lanes. This game, not so much.
Yeah, but this plays into the Motivate we know, right? That's what made the first game strange. They actually were getting even or one out lanes, And I think that's not something they're used to. They're much more used to this position where they're behind. Well, let's see if they do manage to turn around this game. Boom, already applying that great pressure. You can see CTM. He is just keeping track in that jungle. So he's putting his body forward, getting the information out, drops another ward on the triangle, and just tries to cut off the build-up for Motivate.Trust. Blocks the camp as well. So you're taking a lot of farm away.
Set 0. EMP's going to land your Page, able to set up another nice kill with his own rotation. Didn't have the own up yet, so he's not going to get anything out of this apart from the gold. Still better than nothing. He'll go right back to the top lane now. So another rotation out from your Page. Ghost Walk there. Suppose if he lands the cold snap, he should be able to secure a kill there with Palos. But Fearless has rotated up on the keeper of the line. Palos is going to get jumped. Illuminate won't actually connect. It may not matter though. Palos is already so low in HP. Can he get the tree dance? Tries to mischief dodge the Illuminate. It's not enough. One more hit, they'll get it. Fearless able to take the kill. And will rush right back into the mid lane on that Coddle.
Yep. Yeah, great kill to find. Very important to hit that timing on the travels into the Dagon. He is still top of net worth, and he does kill the second net worth in that Monkey King, so much needed rotation out for Motivate.Trust. For Boom, rather unfortunate timing, you know, Fearless misses out, Real Page misses out in some farm on mid because of that movement up top, and he doesn't really find a kill, so it stalls out the Invoker just a bit, not too much. The side of Boom are still clumping up bot though, grouping up as a 4-man. They do have Palos here as well. And
nice shots, or rather shackle out. Jackie is still going to be okay though. It seems like it's the Nightmare is out from set 0. They'll try for the chase onto the Luna because that's the target they really came for. Jackie going to try for the TP play out. He is going to make it. Quick thinking there from Jackie. Just play hard. He was 2 seconds off having the shackles in time. And nobody else had a stun.
Yeah, that's the one shortcoming of the draft. Like, they still only rely on shackles, unless your Invoker's around with a Tornado. Even then, you don't want to be able to Q.
Oh, shows up on the Sand King. It's probably just going to go down. Will Burrow strike towards the right, and with the Sandstorm, he's actually going to be okay. They don't have the detection for him. I suppose even if they did, they probably would not want to really dive the tier 1. But on the brighter side, Playhard does at least snipe the Courier.
And that does mean Q's kind of stuck here for a long time. Top lane being shoved in by the side of Motivate.Trust. Shouldn't take too long. There's no D-push coming through from Boom. So they're going to be able to get the objective trade and win out. Despite being jumped on bot earlier, they do get more map control for themselves and Motivate.Trust. So it is starting to shape up. And they're finding their openings here on Motivate.Trust's side. They just need to hit, I think the blink timing's key. Masaros has to get this blink up quick. 300 gold off, so it's going to be online.
Jackie.
It's a good point.
Well, this is a massive kill. Jackie getting caught in the mid lane by that tier 1 tower. FBZ just going to dive right in and take the kill. Motivate.Trust, nobody apparently had the ability to rotate over to try and help him out. They did secure the top tier 1 tower, but I'm really not sure if that's worth Jackie's life right now.
Definitely not. Like, you need this Luna to flash farm. Jackie's behind even FBZ in farm output, and it's stalling out his timings. Dragonlance not quite up, going back for the Morden Mask for sustain in the jungle. Boom still has those really nice deep wards to watch the farming patterns coming through as well. So it's not very well protected right now in their own side of the river here for Motivate.Trust. And to get some control back in, because Boom's just really being aggressive, applying that pressure that you'd expect this lineup to do.
Burrow strike out though. FBZ does get caught, and now the Nightmare is going to set up for the Epicenter and the Solar Bind. That's a nice pickup. FBZ was getting a little bit out of control in the Night Stalker. Going to try and slow him down a little bit, and that's exactly what they do. A bit more space for Jackie here on the Luna. Who's, again, has been having a real struggle down in the safe lane. Is currently so behind right now that he can't even rotate to the jungle yet. Just sticking down at that bot lane, trying to secure CS, which is ultimately going to be faster with the creep wave. But it's rough when you see a Luna that's wanting to sit in the bot lane for the 10-minute mark. It's just too much.
Yeah, he's going to have the Mask of Madness soon. Morbid Mask flying out, 600 gold till the quarterstaff. So that's the point when the farm can kick into overdrive. but it's still a struggle for Jackie. Paulus is still ahead on the Monkey King, and he's been more active on the map. His Echo Saber is almost up and running. That's going to lead to easier jumps in for Paulus. Good control coming out. Good way of stacking up the Jungu fast. And the side of Boom will just smoke up once more. They've got level 6 on CTM. Ravage ready to go. Yopaj as well has the urn. Wants to get some charges up.
Dire are scanning.
Boom.
Dire's
Start
middle
moving in. There is a smoke behind them. Motivate.Trust are kind of prepared for this. But it looks like they are still going to lose Q. And in fact, CTM is going to scout out more. He does have the Ravage up, so he's happy to force a fight. Masaros going to get gushed up. Shackles not going to land on set 0. Blink away from Masaros, but they might still find the Bane as FBZ is going to close the gap. But here comes Fearless. He'll try to turn this one around. Illuminates there through Play Hard and Fiend's Grip is going to catch out FBZ. A nice Illuminate from Fearless. Make sure they can't run up the staircase to help out FBZ.
bottom tower.
CTM though, he's sticking around. Masaros is there with the Avalanche toss, but there's your Ravage out. The problem is they've got no damage, or maybe they do. Palos, he jumps in, but it's not going to be enough. He wants to leave, but Set Zero is there with a Nightmare. They'll leave Yopaj go. They want the Monkey King instead, and it looks like they might just have him. And no, a nice Mischief dodge. Does dodge the Illuminate, but is it going to be enough? Because Q is in the chase with the Burrow Strike, and Set Zero gets the Brain Sap off. Illuminate did no damage to Palos. Not sure how that happened, but they still get the kill.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, it works out in the end. Does take a little bit more effort, but Motivate.Trust manages to win out the trade. This is going to accelerate Fearless's Dagon timing. Still not up yet, and that's a scary notion. Right? He still does a ton of damage despite the slower start. He is number 1 in that word. 6k at 12 minutes in, despite dying once, and despite having his jungle heavily contested. Not an issue for the hero. So
Radiant's middle
you
tower
ask the
is under
question:
attack.
is ganking a Kotl enough? Well, doesn't look like it. That was also just one gank attempt. They have just left Fearless alone since then, and it is paying off for Motivate.Trust. Now with Fearless sort of ready to go, Jackie can take over the triangle. Not many stacks, but it is the start of the Luna to catch up, and it's not like Jackie's severely behind at this point. 300 gold behind Palos. Not ideal for Luna, granted, as you should be ahead, but it's still easy enough to gap close that disadvantage. And Motivate.Trust with that Blink and Masaros, they're going to look to keep smoking and keep fighting.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
CTM gets caught out. Masaros is there with the Avalanche toss, and they should have enough to burst him down. They saw Yopaj as well, but won't be able to keep up with the Invoker. Motivate, they are certainly getting very aggressive with their own drafters. Now Palos move in onto the Sand King. Q, he will Burrow Strike out of the Wukongs. Playhard gonna try and chase him down, but Avalanche Toss is there. And now an Epicenter to be committed just in case they need it. Fearless will take another kill on the Keeper of the Light. 8-8 now. They do even up the kill score, and well, this is certainly buying a lot more time for Jackie to be able to catch up on this Luna.
Yeah, he's starting to overtake, just within 100 gold now of the Monkey King, and with the stacks he built up, shouldn't take too long to hit that stride. I want you to look at Masaros' build, Mike. He's queuing up Dagon as well. So, Dagon Tiny, Dagon Kotl, no problems here. Just
It makes
burst
sense.
the big guy down. Yeah, I mean, they're very tanky on Night Stalker, on the Tidehunter as well, right? Like, they've got a lot of good physical resist. In that sense, the Gush just kind of slows, the Anchor Smash slows down the physical output, so he just bursts them down with the Dagons instead. Very effective until BKBs are up, but a Tide support's likely not able to rush a BKB. The FBZ is rushing his BKB though, so if the Dagon time doesn't line up, well, you're going to have to wait that 9 seconds off before bursting someone. Smoke out from Boom as well as they shove in the bot lane, looking for that rotation onto mid.
Radiant's bottom
But they
tower
are.
has fallen.
Fearless would be a great start if they could catch out the Keeper. Boom. Have the Dark Ascension. Just want to see the right target on all Fearless. He is the closest one, FBZ. Ulti going to be popped. That's the one he wants. Shackle not going to land on the tree line. So Fearless is still going to be able to run away. Solo bind down. Play hard. He's just going to get completely blown up by Masaros. And now Set Zero. Well, they do at least get the Bane down. So it's going to be a 1-for-1 on the supports. I kind of see the strategy kind of developing between Motivate.Trust. Solar Bind, Avalanche Toss, and multiple Dagons would be quite brilliant. Just really trying to abuse the Solar Bind of Fearless. Does make enough sense.
Yep. It is going to be able to rip through bodies, although I'm disappointed now because Masaros is queuing up the 4-staff instead. So it's not going to happen. Sadness. Still lining up Palos.
Oh, Palos. Dangerous position to farm. Fearless, he will just zap him. Gives him the Dagon mid-air.
Normally.
Yeah. It's always a lovely sight to see that laser shooting up into your screen. It's like they're Dagoning us, Mike, you know, if you're right over it. So it zaps your eye. Good thing it's not a laser. Still, Motivate.Trust feeling it. Oh.
Burrow's off the mark. Bit unfortunate. Still Yopaj is under vision. Basros, nice ward. That's a great ward out from set 0. They got the Fiend's grip, and now CTM rushes in. Watermelon at anyone? FBZ, he's going to be there. They've got the Sand King now. He's in the Sandstorm. Ravage will be committed. FBZ, he will get one. They're onto Fearless, but CTM is doing it all by himself. And he's not going to have anywhere near enough to survive through the damage output. It's Motivate.Trust. I mean, anyone who chooses this mid-card will just look so dominant for the first 20-25 minutes. That's exactly what we're seeing here from Motivate.
Structures are fortified.
You know, what I take issue with Kotal is really the tooltips once more. Look at Spirit Form. At the end, right, it says Illuminate to be channeled by a separate spirit and healing during daytime. It's nighttime right now. How does it still heal with Spirit Form up? I don't know if that's intentional, just like TA's psionic projection is supposed to be 35 seconds, but actually 10-second cooldown, so you never know if it's intended anymore in Dota 2.
There's also no other spirit, John. It is just the one man. Oh wait, there is another spirit actually. Masaros is going to get jumped. Shackles is there. They're going to try and blow up the Tiny. Burrow Strike though, not going to be enough as they get Q and Masaros. So boom, looking to turn it back, but here comes the Eclipse. Palos needs to get out of range. He will make it. Illuminate will not connect, and now they might even keep going. Shackles are there, set 0. Getting taken down quite fast. Sunstrike is on the mark, and it is going to be enough. Yopaj will secure another kill for his team. It's going to be a 3-0 trade. It's Boom Esports just kind of out of nowhere group up. They make it work.
Well, they managed to get the jump they want, abuse the nighttime. They even saved the Dark Ascension on FBZ as he didn't really need it. You have to watch yourself when you are clumping around a tree line. Playhard has shown us that he can line up his shots. The control does pan out to be enough, especially if you catch 2 heroes out. So have to be a bit more cautious on the side of Motivate.Trust. Maybe eye out some early BKBs. Masaros again going for the 4-staff, should be able to get himself in better position when he does get jumped like that next time around. That will certainly help out and help as well in saving some cores or other heroes that may be in dangerous way. Boom. You know, they're lagging behind by 2k, but they're up against a Kotal and a Luna. That's actually not a very big disadvantage at all, considering the heroes they're playing against. Palos is still kind of trading places with Jackie and Farm. The Monkey hits like a truck. Brigand's Blade, along with Desolator and Echo Saber. So everything you could ask for a Monkey team to be strong is there.
They're having a look for Palos, but smoke was actually broken there on CTM.
Radiant's bottom tower
Boom
is under
Esports.
attack.
They're still being very cautious, understanding Motivate.Trust do have a very nice power spike at the moment. But eventually that power spike will end. That's when the problems do begin for Motivate. I mean, you can still be very reliant here on Jackie. The Luna not looking quite as strong as it did last patch, and Monkey King right now looking quite amazing, in fact. He even got the Brigand's Blade. Well, of course he did. So, more damage. Always good.
Yeah, you just get everything you ask for, right? Like when you pause one player, everyone except Batrider players, because we haven't seen a Fave Grenade Batrider, so that's something that's more luck-based. Ice Frog doesn't want to give everyone that. BKB up and running now for FBZ. That's the timing for the smoke. Might have been spotted out by the forward board if they did smoke around the high ground there, but still wrapping around. Motivate avoiding quite nicely as a team. Your top tier one is going to be under pressure, and that should just fall with the Desolator and Palos and the Alacrity. Hits like a truck. Not going to be able to hold that tier one at all. Not the biggest objective to lose as well. And you do have the BKB up in Jackie, so next time the re-engagement does come, the Luna should be much more protected to just stand, get the right clicks off, and try to look for kills.
Gan is out. CTM gonna spot Q. Masteros is a much better target though. They'll get the gush off. He was unable to blink out. And there's a fake grenade out. FBZ not gonna allow him to blink. Masteros, he'll be chased down with no way out. Avalanche not gonna do too much. Meanwhile, on the side, Ravage is out from CTM. Masteros somehow is still alive though. Eclipse is gonna fly in. They did not kill him off with a Sunstrike. Oh, yeah, pass. He's just watching everywhere. He is watching everywhere all the time. Gets another kill for the team. So, they had to give it to Ravage and they lost ATM, but it's well worth it. Motivate.Trust. Only 2 heroes remaining. They're just gonna get back to hitting creeps.
Yeah, they take a huge loss there, losing 2 cores really for just the support kill. And they lost Keeper Flight. The highest net worth hero bounces down. Big amount of gold coming out for Boom. They've got the slight lead now, less than 1k their way. But Paulus is number 1 in net worth. BKB just lacking the recipe now in farm, so maybe about 700 gold more. Not too long for the Monkey King. And once he has a BKB, well, you talked about timings. The Keeper of the Light's not going to feel amazing against the spell immunity. Like, he's just not going to do damage. The least you could do is just heal up with Spirit Form and Illuminate, but that doesn't feel like it's going to be enough to really ride through the burst on Boom. Motivate will try to sneak in a Roche. They know Ravage is down. It's daytime, no Dark Ascension. So they'll try to do this fast, but there's not enough on Jackie to really melt this quickly just yet.
No, there isn't. TM gonna be focused. Masteros looking for a toss back, but nobody's nearby enough. He won't get the toss he wanted. They'll try and still go after CTM, but he's just so tanky. They could not kill him. Toss. Oh, it's gonna be enough. Just barely. Cute. With the voice lines, it's play hard. They also get caught. Masteros, he has the blink up. Gets the avalanche, gets the toss up, and Q should have the burrow strike to follow. So nice set of kills from Motivate. They're not really finding cores. When I say that, Yopaj at the top lane may show himself here on the Invoker. Looks like he won't reveal himself. He'll just hang in the tree line and we'll just TP back towards the mid lane. However, Motivate onto the Roshan pit. This will cause some problems.
They got the Sunstrike off, so they are aware it's happening. Smoke coming through from Boom. Dark Ascension ready. Roshan isn't falling that fast. They've got enough time to respond here.
They do. And they're rushing over. They've got to jump in quick though. Q, he's got the epicenter being channeled up, but the Ravage is there. CTM. It doesn't matter though, because Jackie, he got the BKB in time. They'll lose set 0 immediately. Masteros the second to fall. Jackie, he's going to run out of the BKB, and it looks like he is set to die as well. Aegis or none, or maybe not. They left him alone. Power shot flies right through him, but he will not die as the buybacks come in from Motivate, and that forces them back. Jackie, he's still playing on the side. He is not backed off yet, as Palos now is going to die. Play hard will drop as well, and the buybacks end up paying off. Somehow Jackie still has the Aegis.
Yeah, that was right on the edge for Jackie. Just really on point with his positioning towards the end. Even the power shot looked like it was going to get him, but just not quite enough. And Boom, really valiant effort. It looked like that, Motivate.Trust were a lot quicker in the fingers. The BKB coming through from Jackie to allow him to pick that up, just paying off the end. And now, Motivate.Trust can look to really play hard. They know that the Dark Ascension's down. They know Ravage is down. Defense potential for Boom is not as high. Even the Wukong's is down for a bit more. So they can just look to force in that tier 2 mid, look for the top tier 2, take the outpost, invade the jungle, make it theirs, and start to shut down Boom a little bit more. Start to hit some of their timings as well. BKB is up on Fearless, so he's also got a fresh charge. He can stand in front, save himself, wait for the BKBs on Boom's side, which were a lot earlier, to start fading down, and start to do his own damage in the middle of the fight once more.
Good news, John. Masteros is going back for the Dagon, by the way.
So, oh, great.
Yeah. Your wish will come true. There's plenty of BKBs up, but, 6-7 seconds of the team fight, weird it out, try to kite them out. It's all about blowing people up anyway. With the Solar Bind, with multiple Dagons, it's not like it's Coddle's the only one that gets the magic amp. It is everyone. So, multiple Dagons make sense. Palos, Set Zero's having a look here for a Fiend's Grip. Avalanche Toss is there. Nightmare on the Wind Ranger, and that'll be a Fiend's Grip out on Palos. Massive kill on the Monkey King as now Play Hard. Also going to get caught, it looks like. He'll try to run, but there's no way out for him. Give the kill over to Jackie. Now a 4K net worth advantage for Motivate. And I thought Boom, they'd be able to transition to the late game a bit better with their draft, but that is not proving to be the case.
It's the issue of Monkey King versus Luna. Now, Monkey King down line can be an absolute beast in damage, but the Desolator and Echo Saber are not enough to overcome what you have on Jackie. Like, he's got the Chrysalis, he's got a Mom, he's got his BKB and Dragonlance. He can hit from pretty far, and for a consistent amount of damage. The Beam as well with a Shard is super strong, and your Monkey King needs more items up. Trying to save up for the Satanic on Palos, still a ways off. Even then, I think afterwards he's going to need a source of damage, even more damage on top, to kind of just burst down Luna, and remains to be seen what he does build up. Yopaj, there's a smoke here.
There is. 4-1-10 is the scoreline. They might be able to kill him a second time, though, as they do get the Epicenter Burrow, and he's gone. Nice read from Motivate.Trust. To know he was going to be the side lanes pushing out, and now Motivate. They'll try to split push the top lane as well. So they're not feeling too safe, so they will leave a bit preemptively. Tier 2 tower basically in its last legs anyway. They just want to make sure not to throw the game back the way of Boom Esports.
Yeah, and I think it kind of goes back to that earlier point about Motivate.Trust. Like, we talked about them having pretty atrocious starts in lane. This time around, it wasn't quite that bad, but it wasn't as good as game one, and that's the position they're comfier on. They just don't know what to do when they're winning from the first 10 minutes. So they have to lose a bit, and they take the top tier 2. They turned around, 6k leader away, 22 to 18. Now Boom isn't out of it. They still have really good Ravage opportunities on the high ground. They are still a ways off from the Ags, so Ravage Cataclysm not quite online, but they always have that presence in the defense, and that does make it hard for Motivate.Trust to look for the commitment onto those objectives.
Fire Strike off the mark. Yulscepter's still going to be there to catch Play Hard, and now Avalanche is out. However, he's got the Gust going. Still 4-star from Masteros back in with the toss. Gale Force was nice, but not nice enough. FBZ, he's going to jump in with the Crippling Fear Dark Ascension, and now a big Ravage. FB, or rather CTM. Is it going to be enough? Set Zero. He's going to drop it, so will Cube, and now Masteros turns it back onto CTM. FBZ going to have to try and run. As Jackie's got a double damage active on the Luna. I don't know if you want to fight Motivate.Trust at the moment. Looking quite scary here with this double damage Luna, unless they can maybe blow her up. Q though, nice Fire Strike in. FBZ gonna chase him down with the Crippling Fear. Masteros, he's jumped in on the Tiny. Wukong's in the back trying to kill off Fearless, but Palos is all alone, and now the Eclipse is gonna be committed. Jackie, he'll just rush right forward, but Palos, he has the BKB this time. Jackie gonna try and run for the Sunstrike, is on the mark again from Yopaj, in on Fearless. They will try after that Coddle. He's a massive pick, and there's your Gale Force out again, not allowing him to run away. Aeon Disc is gonna proc, but it will not matter. Tornado will fly through, and they will get him. Masteros will blink away. Palos is still on the chase. TP, he's gonna make it. Can't say the same for Q though. Boundless is gonna lock him down. Shackle will be there.
That was a bit of a strange decision coming through from Jackie to stand and fight into Wukong's, pop his BKB. I think he might have forgotten the Aegis expired, maybe. His lifesteal is not quite enough in the Mask of Madness to win out in that trade as well. He needs the full Satanic to really feel comfy in a man fight against the Monkey King. So they kind of give back some of that lead towards Boom. 2k lead remains from Motivate.Trust, but that's a massive opening for Boom now. They get to push in that mid-tier 1. They could maybe eye some tier 2s. Respawns aren't too long though, so they're not going to get a very huge window to kind of take these objectives, as Jackie will be up in a short while, about 5 seconds, not too long. Masteros still stuck at the level 1 Dagon. I think he needs more to really amp up the damage, really get the burst going for the entire team. The Daedalus is up and running for Jackie, so he does have stronger crits, but that means he has no buyback. Has to be a bit cautious in the next fight, and Boom, they've got the Ags up on Yopaj. So the Cataclysm is there. The Ravage combination's ready to go. They do manage to jump in before the BKBs are popped on Motivate.Trust. It's going to be really easy to clean them up.
We'll see what they can do. Satanic, I mean, the gold for it at least is almost up for Palos if he wants to commit without buyback. Looks like he just may. For Motivate, they've grouped up. They might try to force another big team fight. Looks like they will separate in the end. Boom, they will commit the 5-man smoke. Ravage is up. CTM's got the blink to initiate. And Satanic is bored out. Definitely great timing here as Fearless. Get it back at the right moment. It's the target they want. FBZ going to jump in. Dark Ascension's there, but who are you going to catch? Set Zero is the target they go after first. Meanwhile, towards the south, Masaros may get caught shackle. Will lock him down for a second, but not long enough as the Dagons start flying out, but the Solar Bind wasn't really there. So Palos is going to make it out. In fact, they will go after FBZ instead, and we have a very awkward pause as the lag call has been made. So Illuminate's going to fly right through FBZ and Palos, it looks like. But Palos has the BKB up. So he should be fine. Can't say the same for FBZ, though. He looks to be dead, as he is stunned up. You get a showcase view of this. Not the greatest view going on right now, because Palos, or rather, FBZ's in the air, but you can see the Illuminate right behind him. So we are going to get back into it. FBZ, he's actually not going to die. And the Glaives, they missed uphill. Cataclysm is going to be enough to kill off Q. Jackie still going in with the Lucent Beams, but they are 2 heroes down. Masteros is out with the Avalanche, but no toss. But it won't matter. Fearless just barely chips in with the Illuminate. That'll at least get Play Hard down. But boom, they come away with the better trade, and that's going to be enough. They both back out.
Yeah, it's a support trade in the end, so 2 supports for 1. Feel a lot better on Boom, but it's not like it's a massive loss here for Motivate.Trust. I think they're fine with that. They know Ravage was, well, not committed, and they have to watch, but no Cataclysm combo follow-up. So they don't have to be worried about that instantaneous burst coming out. They could look to regroup and force the next fight. Roshan is only a short while away, though. 11 seconds off. And once that's up, both sides will have to kind of commit for that. Like, you don't want to give that objective away to either side. You do need the Aegis to go high ground here for Motivate.Trust to play against that defense that Boom has been showing us. And they will spot it first. So we'll see if Boom will be able to commit again. They've still got Ravage. And they did force out a pretty good fight last time, but they just fell flat a bit more. I think with all the new items they've got, with how strong their follow-up to the Ravages now, it's going to be a bit harder for Motivate to just cleanly take the Aegis.
Roshan will be started. Jack's going to move in. See how Boom go about trying to fight this one out. In the second Roshan of the game, you definitely don't want to give this one away. Tornado's going to fly through Jackie. You've got the Ravage, you've got the Cataclysm up. It's a massive combination. You just need the initiation here from CTM. They are going to continue power shotting to give the vision of the side of Motivate. Problem is those Lucent Beams make it very difficult to be able to get close enough to that Roshan pin. But CTM, he's looping around from the other side now. All you care about is getting that Aegis. They jumped in now with the Ravage and the Cataclysm onto absolutely everybody. Gale Force will push them back as well. Jackie and Q are already gone, and there goes Set Zero. Masteros to be the 4th one. They got the combination perfect. And Palos, he wants the last, but he misses the Boundless. It won't matter, though. You've got to be happy with that.
It's a massive win. They just managed to get the perfect initiation. Gale Force interaction with Waltz is just kind of busted. They were stuck there for a long time. No quick fingers this time for Jackie in terms of getting that BKB off, and that's something they had to be super cautious about. He had to be able to react fast enough. CTM got the perfect blink on top, and now the high ground is going to be opened up. Tier 2, not long for the world. Creep wave still incoming, but no buybacks on the 2 cores. Does mean that it's basically down to Fearless to clear out the wave. Now, with a Keeper of the Light, it doesn't take too much effort to clear out the waves, so they could stall out and just hold on to their tier 3s and racks. Will lose top tier 2 on top of it, but there's an opportunity still for Motivate to fight.
Radiant's top
So
tower
it's not all doom and gloom yet. I think Boom's going to have to taper off the aggression a bit. No Ravage, no Cataclysm combination, so they're going to have to wait for the cooldowns to be back up. But they have more control on the map. They drag the lead back their way, 9k up now. They even get a BKB up on Play Hard, so you can always just line up for the shackles. He's not going to be instantly deleted from Motivate. And going back to the point of Motivate, because they went for this huge magical build-up with the Dagon stacking, that does mean that these BKBs, the fresh ones at least, they're going to have to wait longer to get their damage off. And the stall out, like 9 seconds, 8 seconds, is enough for Boom to respond properly and go in better position to take these
is
fights.
under attack.
Into the bot lane they go. Tier 2 tower. Gonna last very long. Talos will take it out with the alacrity.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Motivate. They've gone into that die triangle now. Just trying to secure some more farm and maybe get some creep skipping action. Illuminate is off the mark for the wave, however. And it seems as though the lines have been drawn out and they seem to know exactly where the Dire,
Dire's courier
or rather the Radiant, are as they jump in. Masteros, he's being caught out on the Tiny. And that Gale makes it quite hard to get out.
attack.
So another kill to go the way of Boom Esports. He does have buyback, but he'll have to commit it if he wants his defense to go their way. Now, that is very deep from Palos. Nightmare's out, set 0, he has the Fiend's Grip, there's the epicenter. They will hold him down, but FBZ will jump in straight away with the Crippling Fear. They may not even... Oh, Ravage is out, Cataclysm, no, the Meteors, the Meatballs, and now the double Cataclysm, Yapage! Oh, you little beauty, he just blows them up! How stylish from Yapage!
Yeah, that's not going to be something that they can fend down. Motivate.Trust are going to have to accept probably mega creeps coming through. They only have one buyback on the Bane. Fearless can still try to clear out the wave, but can only manage to clear out so much. Gonna lose that mid, top next. Even the tier 4s, I think this could be the end for Motivate.Trust, as again, no buybacks into course, it's just too difficult.
Onto the Bane they go, they'll get set 0 down. Tornado through, Page, the keeper of the light. Fearless can't really do much, in fact he might just be dead. Another great setup here, and yeah, he can't survive. Man, GG is called. Boom Esports. What a dominant victory once again, or at least at the end.
Radiant's
Motivate, it's not like they were playing bad, John. Just Boom Esports looking way too good right now.
That they are. The revitalized lineup is showing up in the Pro Series 8. Their first series went, really strongly, but arguably against a team that still had to prove itself. This time around against Motivate.Trust, they had a rougher start in the game. Like, there were huge openings from Motivate.Trust. They were getting some farm up. Jackie was online. The Dagon stacking was working early on, and Fearless on the Kotl was getting a ton of work out. But once the BKB stacked in, once they got that combination with a Ravage and Cataclysm up, it became a lot harder for Motivate.Trust to take those fights, and they forced the issue in the Roche. They did not have wards on the high ground on the Dire side jungle, and they got punished. They just got caught out. It fell apart from the Roshan. The last fight from Yopaj shows us why that Invoker needs to be banned out against him. And there's only so many heroes you can ban, but you're seeing why Yopaj's Invoker is really stylish. What a way to close out. And Motivate, unfortunate for them, they do drop with no wins, but Boom, they're looking really scary. I think this is one of the biggest teams in Southeast Asia now post-shuffle, at least from the teams not at TI.
Looking really, really good. With that is going to be the end for tonight. Of course, we are going to be back tomorrow for some SEA Dota for the BTS Pro Series Season 8. But for tonight, only 3 series for the day. Of course, tomorrow we are starting back earlier at the original time of, I believe, 3 p.m. SGT. So today we started a bit later because we only had 3 series. But tomorrow, back to 3 p.m. SGT. With that, it is MLP Dota and johnxfire, and it's been an absolute pleasure. We'll see you all again tomorrow for some more great SEA Dota. See you then.